Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Little Norton. Today we're still waiting, well we're waiting for our grass to dry into hay. We're also waiting for the sugar beet and the corn to fully come ripe. So we're going to get started on our fields for next year. So today what we're going to be doing is 48 and 47. We're starting off with spreading some slurry on them. So that's why we're backing up to our slurry spreader at the moment. Both fields need a bit of this. Ideally I would like to have done some solid fertilizer on here, but the trouble we have with that is we don't have any, because we've not given any straw to our cows yet. We are going to start doing that soon. We want to start loading that in with that. Let's load this up with slurry. We've got 245,000 litres of slurry in here. Now I would put an injector on here and do this that way. The trouble we've got is that we don't have any money, so we've got to keep moving. But I think an injector going forward on here would be a good idea, and would help us to get this into the ground and be a little bit more realistic for it. But for now, all we're going to be doing is spreading it in general. We'll go to the further field first, field 47. That is going to be our field of winter wheat, because that did have canola this year. So yeah, that's going to be our winter wheat field. And so we're going to get to doing cultivating that today, hopefully. If we can do that, that would be good. Get ourselves nicely ahead. That means day 3 of early autumn we should be able to get the wheat into there and get that done. So let's start this up. How easy is it to see? Pretty easy for us to see. Yeah, that's good. So what I want to do here is, this is going north-south pretty much. Let's get ourselves a starting point and an ending point. Now this, we can't auto-whip this. So what I have to do is I have to stop here, and we have to bring up this and make sure. So that's 30 foot. It's actually a 40 foot on this. So let's get that up to that. And bring it down. There we go. And then that means we have a good width on this as well, and can just keep the whole thing going. Makes things much easier to use the GPS with this, and yeah, and we'll get a good spread of slurry on the field. Get the field prepared. Get a nice early set of fertilizing in, especially fertilizing that doesn't cost us anything. Absolutely perfect. But you might notice we aren't going to make it the whole way around this field before we run out of slurry, which is very annoying. It doesn't, yeah, slurry does not go very far. We don't have the variable spray rate on here, so that's why we seem to be getting through this pretty quickly. It is going to take several loads. I mean, it's going to take, yeah, we might be better off seeing if we can somehow get some stuff down here, because that is only about halfway around the field before we have run out of slurry. Not good. This is going to be a long old job. So I've made it to the end of the first headland. We're now setting ourselves up for the first run down, but we're down to 9%. I think we're going to be running back and forth an awful lot if we keep going this way. So, best bet is that we're going to go and get something that's going to help us with this. Let's take this back to the yard, refill this, and I think while this is refilling, we're going to head up to the shop and see if we can get something that's going to help us do these fields a little bit quicker. At least stop us having to drive all the way back like this. Because it wastes a lot of time driving all the way back up to the farm here, grabbing more slurry, driving all the way back out to the field, and yeah, and just rinse and repeat with this is just way too long of a job to do. And in reality, you wouldn't keep doing this. You wouldn't waste all this fuel doing it this way. So we need to be a little bit more realistic with this. So let's get this back. Let's get this refilling with some more slurry. And in the meantime, we're going to take one of our other tractors and get that started on this, on another job. There we go. Don't hit the gate. This is why you close the gate. Gives yourselves a better turning circle. There we go. Refill that. Need that pumping. Well, we head over this way. I need to put a gate, a gate in this hedge here would be wonderful. We're going to use this and head up to the shop with it. I think we're going to have to borrow a little bit of money and get ourselves moving. In fact, I think what we're going to do, we are going to have to borrow a little bit of money because we're minus 2,400, but I think we'll lease a piece of equipment we're after because we're not going to use it very often. So, yeah, onward and upward. And here we are into the shop. Perfect. Right, let's go borrow a bit of money. We can always return this after a little while and then grab another one. But I think we need to. I think borrowing that, it's not going to cost us any more than that to get this and to lease this. And that is what I want. Hopefully I can fill this up. White ties or standard? We'll go with standard. 2,275. Perfect. Oh no, what can we do? We can do metal, but we can't do, yeah, okay. Beige, silver, metal. I think we'll do metal on this, and standard setup, and lease that. Yes, okay. Perfect. That'll do us very nicely. Just a nice metallic garage trailer. And just sit this by the side of the field. This will give us about 5. Yeah, it will give us about 5 loads into our spreader. So that's good. And it raises off the ground. Perfect. Let's get it back to the farm and get it loaded up with some slurry. So yes, leasing this is going to up our daily outgoings, which are fairly large at the moment. But at the same time, we should be okay. I'm expecting it to. I'm expecting the harvest this year to do as well, and plus we're going to be starting to add the milk soon as well. So we're not, not that far from starting up with the milk on here. And once we've done that, we're going to have a steady income from that as well. I don't think we have a huge number of cows here, though, is the only thing. First up, will this allow me to refill? Yes, it will. So what I'm going to do is going to let that refill there, and we're going to take this up to the field, continue doing our spreading, because I really want to get this field. What I'd ideally like to do is have this winter wheat in before mid-autumn start. We should got plenty of time. We should be absolutely fine. But we're gonna be in a position where I want to have all these fields ready for next season before the end of the autumn, and that way we can just hit the spring and immediately plant the last 2 fields that we'll have, and move on from there, and keep things going quite nicely. So let's get this. We'll basically go until this is empty now. So set ourselves up. That's the first row. I want this row. There we go. And line ourselves up. Away we go. Not very fast. But we are going. And there we are. So hopefully 5 more sets of this. Although we're already at 70. That just dumped a whole load out very, very quickly then. In starting up. But we're good. Okay, and start up again. I'm hoping it goes further than 2 lines of this, because we want to be doing 5. We want to do the whole field from that other tank if we can. I don't know how likely that is. This goes at 8 miles an hour doing this, so it's not overly quick. But with any luck, it will get the whole field covered. Yeah, we're doing about a third of the tank a row, maybe just over a third of the tank a row. So we want to keep that. In fact, no, that's half a tank? That can't be right. It is keeping going though. We should have this field done fairly swiftly, I think. And we are almost out. There we go. So we're out of it there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring this back. So that did 2.5 rows. We should be better off. I think we're going to be okay here. And the good thing is, if we find ourselves running low, we just pick up the trailer and we go and do the next thing. So I'm going to put it in the middle of these 2 fields, because these 2 fields are the ones we're going to be doing. So back over to this tractor here. And it hasn't filled. Because we jumped out and drove away, that hasn't filled up. So that's not good. So we better get this filled. And there we go. 1 full trailer of slurry. Let's get this back down to our field. Get our other tractor refilled again. And yeah, would have been wise to have had this set up to begin with. But not the end of the world that we haven't. And we should work quite well. This is quite heavy, this trailer now. And a little bit unstable. It should be alright. I think in real life you basically fill this with a tanker. If I remember correctly. And then you position this field, fill it with a tanker, and then fill your stuff up there, and then just basically use the tanker to keep it topped up while you're doing the slurry spreading. One of those things where it's yeah, quite a several man job sometimes to do things like this. But there we go, we are done. So here, now does this lower or no? So while it's hooked up to the tractor, it stays raised. I should really turn that other tractor off, but don't worry about that at the moment. We fill that off of the other tanker. And this will then keep us moving much, much faster. And we're full. Yeah. And fills much, much faster as well. We really do need to do something about cleaning our tractors, though. We don't have the £5,000 to buy. This is the thing. I'd have to borrow the money to clean the stuff. I think after the first harvest is sold, then we're going to be able to look at getting stuff done and washed. And yeah, and then we can have some much, much quicker or much, much cleaner equipment than we have at the moment. In. Are we halfway through the field yet? No, we're not. But that's alright, we're not halfway through our slug. So it looks like it does just over 2.5 rows. Which is good news. So what we can do is go and fill up. Are we going to need more slurry? I think we might need more slurry. I think we're in a position where, yeah, we are. There is plenty in here, but I think there is going to be more slurry needed. So let's pull this up alongside. I think before I start, stop that tractor. Don't need that running. And then we'll get this loaded up. Right. So. And there we go. Another load done. So we've finished off down the far end. We've taken 2 loads off that now, and we are about halfway, just under halfway through the field. Halfway would be this row here, basically. And we're on the previous row. So let's get that running and going. And yeah, so after this, we will be at the halfway point. Which is good because, yeah, we might just have enough slurry, I think, to finish this field off. So that's the larger part of the field done. We're into an ever-decreasing bit of field space now. I am just going to go, we've got 126 litres here, but rather than start another row and then just have to stop immediately, what we'll do is we'll spin round here, we'll get this refilled again, and then we can head down there. I'm not 100% sure whether we need more slurry here. I think we've got 2 more loads here for this tractor in this container. You can check that quickly. How much have we got? We've got 20,000 litres. So we've got just under 2 more full tanks here. Whether that is going to be enough or not, I don't know. We'll see after we've unloaded the next one. And the thing we have got is we know we've got another field to do here, so we can fill this up and bring it and leave it down here anyway if we need to. But I'm kind of hoping we've got enough. It is still quite a bit, but the field really peters out at this point. It really sort of goes into a much, much smaller field. So we'll see what happens. get this lined up, see how far this tank goes, and then we'll see how far we are at the end. We may have to just run back to the farm and grab one more trailer full in order to finish this field. So it's actually looking pretty promising. We are down to our last 10% on this one. We do know we have nearly a full trailer to go. And it might be enough. It might just be enough. Let's try and run over the previous width that we've gone here and get across. But yeah, this might just be enough left here. That does tell me that in future I would need at least 2 of these tanks though to do this whole field, because we filled up like I think we filled up 3 or 4 times ourselves. Knowing my luck, it's going to be just shy of what we need to get this, which would be massively annoying. There we go, 9,702 litres left. Is this going to be enough to complete this job? We are soon going to find out. And in doing so, we're either going to be very happy or just a little bit disappointed. So there is the end of this row. So we'll bring this round here, line ourselves up, get that running, get that going, and away we go. Bring this round at the end. Not a huge amount left. I think whatever happens, this is probably going to be our last load of this. It has, there's not going to be much point in going back for the tiny bit this will miss, if it does miss anything. Turn this round, turn that off. Yeah, we've got half a tank left and 2 full rows to go. This should cover it. There we go, and get the last one in here. 43%. Yep, absolutely fine. That has got it. So there we go. That is that field finished. Let's get these tractors back to the farm then. And we'll see if there's anything. I don't think we actually have anything to do with the animals today. I think the animals are actually in pretty good state. So that's good news. We do need to get this other field done at some point. But it's slightly, the wheat field is slightly less important than our than the canola field was. We want to turn that round and get that done. Whereas as the wheat field here, that is going to have, let's have a look at our crop rotation. So the wheat is going to corn. So corn we're not going to be able to plant well into the spring, so we've got plenty of time to get this wheat field ready. The one that we need to get turned around to winter wheat is canola. The well, sugar beet. What is sugar beet at the moment, which will be carrot going forward, that needs to turn to the canola. Sugar beet, we are in the area where that can get harvested. So I think we're going to be. I'm kind of hoping that mid-autumn, day 4 of autumn, we're going to be able to get the sugar beet started. So that's why I want to get these this field preparation work out of the way now. But yeah, want to get the sugar beet done. Going to be something that we want to feed animals with. And yeah, I need to actually work out where we're going to have to store the sugar beets at the moment. Because at the moment I have nowhere to do it. So we need to work out our sugar beet storage. This though can park up here. And we'll put that away. Like so. We've actually got a nice big space for our tanker as well. Really, really need to wash my tractors. Let's get this over here and back. And yeah, that's the other thing. Next game day, I think what we'll be doing is getting the is hopefully getting the hay rode up and done. How are we from weather-wise? Weather is going to be wet. So I don't know how much of this hay we're actually going to be able to get, because if it dries out at this point, then it's going to rot away. Because yeah, we aren't able to get it rode up and baled today, so that is very bad news for us. Thankfully we do have full fields of it, but we're just going to get so much less hail here because of the large amount of rain. Unless it actually survives it and manages to be okay. But I don't really want to be trying to do the hay at the same time as I'm trying to do the barley. Oh, sorry, not the barley, the sugar beet. That would not be good for us. So, but that at the moment is still very, very wet. Yeah, no, that's not it. I thought I saw sections of it drying, which would give me hope. But at the moment, nope, doesn't seem to be the case. So let's back this up. We've got our direct seeder for the week, so we don't need to worry about that. It's a fairly wet day. Next time, what we can do is we can get that in there and get that going. Though we don't want to drown the wheat. Let's tap that. We'll then drop down. We can take this to our shed as well. And yeah, I really, really wish that I had something to wash these with at the moment. But that's not a possibility. Let's get this parked up. And so I don't think there's actually that much left to do today. I think we are at a point where, yeah, that pretty much covers everything we've got. Put this back in here, park it up, and yeah, I'm going to finish off. So as a result, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.